Mrs. Best Reviews channel. I'm Mrs. Best. We have James back from Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. Link is in the description.
Hey.
Please excuse my camera, y'all. I am doing this live from the bed. It's 11:30. I know I should not be in the bed, but I'm tired, so I'm doing the live from the bed. So I have no equipment, no nothing, just whatever my very cheap looking camera on this computer looks like. But let's get into Deb's house. We are only on season 2, episode 4. I don't know why it feels like we're so much deeper into this show. There's a lot that's been happening. I'd also like to point out, Deb, because I had thought about this. She liked to put people in the show who are big names within the industry. She's got a lot of connections.
Yep.
She does. But I don't know how these connections are relevant to some of these artists. I'm going to get into that as we get later through the episode.
This episode definitely, because you're on to something. This episode definitely looked like, I could see if they were amateurs, like making the band kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
This would make sense then, this episode. But because they're not like amateurs, they all have had years in this business, just hasn't gotten their big breaks yet. It's kind of like, Deb, what are you doing? Because I would be offended watching this back if I was on this show and I didn't put 20 years in this industry. I just can't seem to get the right deal, or I can't seem to go on the right tour, or I can't, no longer seem backup for somebody because now I have children. Like, that's what they all are giving. So it's kind of like, well, Deb, what are we doing? Because they're not amateurs.
So Ms. Deb did, I believe you were with us for some of the Deb's House lives in the first season, and Rocky won. I felt like it was deserved. She was the strongest rapper there. I was confused personally when Deb's House came back and she said she wanted to do R&B, because the closest thing that Ms. Deb can get to R&B in terms of an artist that had success was Nicki Minaj. She is not R&B. She is hip hop, pop, rap, but she's definitely not R&B. She can sing, but yeah, so we'll see. But Deb has Willie Esco, who we saw last season, as well as Nielsen Martinez, who are industry execs, speak with the ladies, and they're doing an assignment where they're going undercover, or the label executives are going undercover, A&R, label execs, stylists, all the people. And Miss Deb wants the women to practice networking their brand. She definitely needs to work on her explanation of what she's doing. Now, I like what Ms. Deb is doing because artist development is something that's missing today. I think too many people who can, sing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti will just say, oh, yep, I'm a star. I'm going to put music out, right? So artist development does matter. But the way that she's doing it, it just seemed disingenuous. But basically, we thought they were going to perform. Because the last episode, they made it seem like these women were going to have to write a song and perform it that day, that moment, all of that. But they basically just have to perform by impressing the people around, networking themselves and their brand. Which, if you're a singer and you have to network your brand, if you're an artist of any sort, quickest things you could say: your name, how long you've been in the game, why you love it, what inspired you, and give us a little taste. An author would read us a chapter or the preface of a book. A singer may sing the hook to a song, or a song by somebody well known. A rapper, they'll spit a bar through a freestyle. An artist may suddenly draw something for people to see their skill. So I felt like the ladies, that's all they needed to do. For the most part, the women did do okay with this assignment. Audrey and Dacia did the best. Dacia's head is shaped like an acorn. I think it was James who made that comment to me, and it just stuck. And honestly, Dacia, regardless on how messy she is, she's a very talented singer, and she does seem to be able to network. She just needs to change her hair and her attitude. Ashley, she told her story, but she didn't sing. She is a breast cancer survivor, which, okay, but you got to give us more. There's a lot of breast cancer survivors out there, which is a good thing, by the way. We love that. I love people surviving cancer. I'm here for it. But this is not unique. I need you to tell me you're a survivor and then sing me a song, give me a poem, something connecting your struggle that you went through with that and overcoming to that. But she just told her story. But I just felt like this challenge, James, was more for Miss Deb to show like who she knows in the industry, because as quiet as it's kept, Miss Deb has not had a successful artist in years. And the artists that she does have that she talks about don't even want to talk to her or acknowledge her anymore. Gucci Mane don't mess with her. Had a public beef with her son for a very long time. Nicki Minaj don't mess with her no more. Who else is there?
Well, I
Because her son don't
always,
count.
yeah, because I was gonna say, I would say we could put Waka in that, but I don't. Yeah, it doesn't count because she doesn't give the same treatment to Waka as she probably did Nicki Minaj or Gucci Mane. She probably does not do that. So let's kind of not mix apples and oranges. My problem with this episode is that to me, even though they were given the time to be ready, and even though they were given more of standpoints, I just felt like we ain't there yet. So I'm not trying to jump ahead. So I'm gonna wait till you get there, and I'm gonna tell you what my opinion is on the team.
Yeah. The teams are also something we're definitely going to talk about toward the end, y'all, because not much happened through the episode in terms of like recap worthy or TV review worthy on YouTube. But I do think that Miss Deb has a bad habit on these shows of having people stay on who she's close to or has a bond with, or who's popular on social media, because in her mind, she's older. Oh, that social media is popular. So anybody popular on there, I want that. But as quiet as it's kept, I think Sweetie, who is an artist from California, is a good example. She has over 7 million followers on social media. Her album barely sold 3,000 copies. Like in total.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Because I often wonder about her specifically. Do you think, and this is just my opinion, do you think it's because of her name as to why the relevance of people buying her album did not happen with the amount of followers and people who are actually following her? Do you think her name has something to do with that?
No. I think what a lot of people miss, they look for different reasons, and it's very simple for anyone who does music. Social media does not translate to streams. It just doesn't. You can have social media and use it to advertise yourself. It's a great tool. However, how many people are going to take the effort to listen to something you put, go off of their phone, go search it in their whatever they use to stream, and then in addition to saving a song, actually follow the artist and support all their music? It's very rare. It's very rare.
I looked at her like this, and I'm gonna catch hell for this, but I don't care. Because there's already an artist who has a similar name, I kind of felt
who?
It's not pronounced the same way, Sweetie, or whatever that lady is.
But what other artist has a name like her?
Isn't there another artist with that name? Because when I first saw this, I got that confused. I'm gonna put it in the chat because I don't want to mispronounce her name. But I know it's something similar. That's why I asked you.
If you type Sweetie, because of how she spells it too, you'll see her. She has a lot of listeners on Spotify. They're just not listening to her.
But I feel like that's I think that's why I say I think that's counterproductive. And the reason why I said that
talent, she doesn't advertise herself well. And that's the thing for anyone familiar with Sweetie. And I think that's the thing that Ms. Deb has to understand with AJ specifically, the little white girl on here. Just because you're popular on social media, you're not going to translate that to streams. You have to have the talent. You have to be good. If you're not solely good, then social media is not going to sell your music. With Sweetie, she was doing well in the beginning, but then as people start to see her perform and started to see her freestyle, some of them attempts was kind of cringeworthy. They were like, oh, she's just a pretty face. So social media is good. It'll show the beauty in people, but sometimes we need something deeper than just beauty and vanity. And I feel like Ms. Deb needs to see that, because she did this last season. She had a bunch of people from TikTok on there. One of them was actually an artist she was working with who got found out as being a plant. And now this. It's a mess. The teams, though. There was a purple and green team that these women were split up into, y'all.
She got that team, all the way wrong.
The way that these teams were split up, I do agree with some of what Kim said, even though I don't like Kim worth a damn. I do agree with some of what she said. You put her on the team with the two weakest people. Kim's problem is she too ignorant, old, senile, and angry because she's 45, but looks 65. She don't see that if I put on a team with the two weakest singers, I could give a flying fuck because that means I should stay if I'm stronger than them vocally. But she was bothered by the teams, and I did notice that. But it's hard because you got 6 girls left. You have to split them in 3, unless she did pairs. You have to split them in 3.
But no, but you need to arrange them by their tempo, not by whatever. I'm not gonna even go there because
I think Miss Deb is trying to do it based on a singing competition because I do remember that with vocal training. They will purposefully make you harmonize and sing with people who do not match your tempo. And the test is if you're a good artist, you should still be able to make some sound good. The problem is AJ can't sing. She's pitchy. She needs a lot of work and shouldn't be here. And Ashley, she can sing, but she just shouldn't when she's moving, if that makes sense. Like she still.
Doesn't have good control of her range. That's her problem. That's her problem. She doesn't have control of her range. So when she went, it was sorry. Go ahead.
Huh? No, you're fine. My husband is doing crazy things around the house, y'all. I don't know what's wrong with this man. We gonna pray for him though. But pretty much, I'm not gonna go over how they sang in terms of like the super details. I'll let you cover that a little bit. But Ashley, Kim, and AJ just, it wasn't good. Kim sings like she needs to be in church or on grown up gospel. She sing like that. AJ is pitchy. Ashley was all over the place. It was just a mess, James.
Well, here's what they were doing. Because the green team, this is what they were doing. Do you remember Fighting Temptation? When Cuba's character had to put the choir together the first time and they were all trying to out-sing each other for the lead part. That's exactly what was going on here. It was like, can y'all be on one accord here? It was so weird. I was like,
the problem too is Kim has an ego. Now we know she's performed for Faith Evans. I think Charlie Wilson. She's performed for like as a background singer for well-established artists. And ain't nothing wrong with being a background singer. That's how Mariah Carey started, Alicia Keys. Like there's several people that started their careers singing backup. Nothing's wrong with it, right? The problem is Kim has allowed singing backup to go to her head. She's too egotistical. It gets on my nerves. Dacia Amber, though, before we move forward, because they were just peaceful. Dacia Amber and Audrey performed beautifully and worked well together. I know some people may be like, dang, they were all strong singers. Yes, but Amber and Audrey didn't mess with Dacia because Dacia was wrapped up in that mess with Tara, the former crackhead with all them kids who was coming on here stirring up mess with a questionable wig. They was cool with her and she was sent home for being messy. And Dacia, you could tell with Tara gone, like things have calmed down a little bit, but it seemed like Dacia and Kim have a problem with Amber because she's autistic and they think that gives her a leg up, which is an incredibly ignorant freaking attitude to have. And I think that's probably why it sounds like at times people are like competing to sing the loudest and all of that, which is crazy, but they did good. And it was clear they are the stronger singers. But I didn't understand why.
My business. I'm on a roll.
I can't stand though. I cannot stand when the ladies get back to the house. Everyone's interacting. It looked like they was making some. I don't know why they put so many steaks in that pan. I don't know if y'all know when you're cooking steak, they do need room.
They need room to breathe. They need room to.
It literally impacts. That's
like
why
if you got one big old pan, you only need 2 of them up in there at the very most. Like I like doing one at a time. That's just me personally. But if you're gonna cook it on the stove, it needs to. That pan only can fit 2, so you needed just to put 2 in there, and then
they had a bunch of steaks on there. I said all the blood was coming up. Nobody was getting the. I said, oh Lord, but they cooking. They having a good little vibe, and Kim's coming in there acting like everything's cool too, and then she's like, I think Audrey's messy, but she's a strong singer, so I would want to be on her team.
Girl,
why is she messy? What has she done to you? Because Audrey has been the least messy in the house.
they're not showing something, which WeTV does this a lot of the time. They end up doing like when they do the next episode, they do a flashback and they show us what really happened, and then it changes our opinion. So maybe WeTV is hiding something, so it makes her look less problematic. But I don't see it though. I don't see it. I don't see her because even still there would be some traces of that. I don't see it with her.
She hasn't done nothing. The girl been on camera lying to her job about being hit by a car or something. That's what we see in the last episode. She ain't got time. She trying to stay in hiding. She can't be on TV messy. Because if her job find out she lied to be on TV, that's one thing. But if they find out you lied to be on TV, start some shit, that's another thing. So I just can't see Audrey behaving that way. And in my opinion, Kim, so what if a 32-year-old is messy? You are 45 years old. You are 45 years old. What 45-year-old is walking around talking about, that's messy, who's not being paid on the reality show? You're competing with her. And it's just strange that someone so old who should be mentoring the other women are just kind of quiet in the house, laid back singing. Is like, she always finds a problem with something. So Kim's negativity is irritating me. But a dancer comes in. The dancer was interesting, the choreographer. The ladies do need to understand choreography, but Ms. Deb, how dare you put these bitches in the foyer of the house? Like, you gave them the smallest room in the house to convert for dance. You need
That's how you know she don't know what she doing. Where's Lorianne Gibson when we need her?
Where's the fucking dance studio? If you call it Deb's house, turn that basement into a fucking dance studio. If you know you're going to do this season after season, how are dancers?
But I don't see why. Not to cut you off, but I don't know why they got to dance in the first place. Because they could just be some, like Jill Scotts and laid to rest Angie Stones who just walk from one edge to the stage to another and learn their placement. Erykah Badu, like it's like they don't have to dance. Like they don't have. And first off, she didn't even create an environment for them to dance, and she don't even know if any of them have dancing backgrounds with their singing.
And if anybody critique Miss Deb, well, I manage Gucci Mane. Call him right now on the phone, Deb. I'm responsible for Nicki Minaj. Well, call her. Call Onika on your phone right now.
For real, because like
they don't fuck with her like
it
that.
Doesn't. It don't have to happen like this. Like y'all watch too many reality TV shows where they make it like where they got to do a whole monologue. Hold on one second.
Mm-hmm. But we go moving forward, y'all, because he has a point. He has a big point. Ms. Deb is definitely not fully qualified to do all of this. But everybody, for the most part, did well with the dance move. Dacia, Amber, and Audrey did extremely well. Kim, she was sweating. Kim had beads of sweat coming from her eye. Now, I think Kim has a nasty attitude, and I think that her attitude is what's keeping her back in terms of her career, because her voice is beautiful and moves me. But her attitude is nasty, and you could tell she's messy. But I don't know. I just personally felt like everyone did okay with the dancing or gave it a try, because I really didn't expect to see Kim dance. And Ashley, I expected her to try. I want Ashley to wear clothes that fit. I know she says she's trying to find her sexy back after cancer, but what you're wearing is not sexy. Please find clothes that fit. But everybody tried with the dancing. Obviously, the purple team did well, but the green team struggled. They still tried. Well, Kim and Ashley tried. It was AJ who, as Deb said, there she go turning red. The colorless lady who should have been sent home episodes ago, which I actually agreed with Brandon Barnes, and I did not like him from growing up hip hop, but he was right. Why keep AJ? He told Deb, don't keep AJ, because if not this time, you're going to have to eliminate her eventually. She is not ready. It's a waste of our time and money. And AJ's attitude is not just her shaky vocals. It's her attitude. Like, she be so ready when she struggles with something. Her initial thought is, I'm going to quit. Fuck it. Versus, let me try for a little bit. Let me see if I can put my own spin on it. AJ's just like, I don't like it. I don't dance. I want to fucking quit. And honestly, this was the best lesson for her because her voice is not strong enough to stand there and just sing. It's not. She may do that on TikTok, but outside of a TikTok video, which can't be longer than 10 minutes, like your voice is not to that point, which I can understand. But Miss Deb ends up coming in. Some of the ladies performed. We know the purple team did well, so I'm not even going to comment too much on that. I did not like how Deb told them when they did clearly a very good job. It's just y'all two bundled up. Bitch, they bundled up because you have them in the smallest room of a mansion with a fireplace on dancing. Deb, give them the space before you critique them. And let me see your ass get up there and do it. I'm a firm believer in that. If you're teaching anyone something, don't ask anyone to do, or if you're a leader, manager, whatever the fuck, don't ask anyone to do something you would not be willing to do yourself or that you cannot do yourself.
Well, it's just her critiques are out of nowhere. It just doesn't make sense. It's like, okay, what more do you want them to do? Like, they can't.
Small ass room.
Yeah, they ain't got but 2 inches of feet. Like, they literally can't. If they move right, they're gonna bump into the camera. So what you want me to do? Like, it's so weird. Like, she get on my nerves sometimes because it's like they're trying.
I just saw your message in the chat. Sweetie and Sweetie are the same person.
Are they?
Yes, that's how she spells it. It's pronounced Sweetie, but that's how she spells it.
That didn't look like her to me.
Same person.
Is it?
Yes.
Why is she here?
Sweetie, why is she famous?
No, why is she here?
Here where? She's not on the show.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying.
There's no Sweetie on the show.
Then who are you talking about?
Responded to your private chat.
Oh, no. Okay. I know that. I was like, no, but I'm saying that's why I said, is that the same person?
Yeah, they're the same.
Okay. That's why I was like, okay. That's why I was like, wait, okay. It's like, okay, why are you saying her name? Okay, I know, but I'm just saying, like, in terms.
She pronounced it the ignorant way. We had
that's why I was like, wait, is that the same person? You know who I was
same.
thinking of when you at first said that? Because she didn't come to my mind at first. I'm thinking you talking about Kim Zolciak, sweet.
Don't ever.
That clown. That's why I was like, wait.
Mimi called a slave?
Yes.
No.
That's why I was like, why are you bringing up her?
No,
how's she get many followers? Yeah, she's that's why. That's why I asked that question because I was like, wait, is this the same person you're talking about? Because I'm thinking in my head that one, and I'm like, what's she got to do? I didn't know she sings. Like,
no, James, I'm cracking up. Speaking of Housewives of Atlanta, he'll cover it once it's back.
Once it's back, I sure will. And hopefully Sweetie do not bring her behind back on that TV show.
I highly doubt it. After being called a slave publicly and not in this climate, she gonna hide. Where was I? I lost my doggone note. And I'm sorry, y'all, I had to go off camera because I kept moving. The cat kept coming near me. I also have some Jamaican.
Yeah, and I got a little announcement to make. I gotta get off the live, you guys. I have something I have to do. But this was fun though. I had a good time. I'm gonna come back next week for this because this show is funny to me. I'm sorry, it just is. And Deb is a fool. All right, but have a good time. I'll see you later.
Thank you kindly.
No problem.
Y'all, so Miss Deb watches AJ dance. It was the Hot Mess Express. Miss Deb had to get up and show AJ. She's like, well, if you don't dance, to do a walk or something. And Miss Deb be sending like mixed signals because you have them here saying you expect them to do what you want them to do, which is dance. But now you're telling her she doesn't have to do it. She can just walk. And I'm like, why does this lady keep giving AJ special treatment when AJ in every single challenge that we've seen on this show has failed? She's been at the bottom. She has not done well once. She even failed at her audition to be in the show. So why is she still here over other people who probably deserved it a little bit more? I'm not saying AJ doesn't have talent. I'm just saying she's not ready. I think if she does vocal training and gets out of her head and maybe does a little bit of therapy, I think AJ could be maybe our next Amanda Perez that gives us more than just a hit type energy. But, you know, it is what it is. Now, Miss Deb then announces after watching the dancing that she is torn, acts all emotional, and she cannot eliminate anybody. So she says she's not eliminating anybody today. She's going to do it the next day in the form of a double elimination, which is stupid to me because you may as well have just eliminated someone if there's 2 people are going to leave anyway. Why have people sitting on anxiety and dust in the house? I don't understand it, Deb. I just don't. But I find it interesting because after Miss Deb announces the elimination, Dacia and Kim have a little talk, and they miss Tara's messy ass, which I'm not surprised. But I have to point out, now that Tara is gone, there's far less drama. So Kim decides that she wants to say to Dacia that she feels like she had two weaker singers on her team, which was true. But Kim is nasty with her attitude and high key negative, which I do not like. And basically, Kim and Dacia are mad at everybody crying and speaking about their personal struggles and mental health issues in the house. And I'm looking, and the camera shows Amber and the other girls downstairs just chuckling, having a good time with a good attitude. Personally, if you are agitated by other people's emotions, then you need to work on yourself. If seeing someone cry or if seeing someone speak about what they've been through in life upsets you, don't sit here and say to the camera, Dacia, I've been to my therapy. Because if you have been to your therapy, you would have the fucking empathy, acorn head. It's just like Dacia is one of those artists who will never want to hear her talk. She's not that likable, but she'll sing well. She will sing well. But outside of that, don't care a lick for her. Her attitude is terrible. She's not a girl's girl. And she could blame it on a competition, but I feel like she's a hater, and I feel like this is her attitude outside of it. And the same with Kim. I think their egos are bigger than they are. I think their egos are bigger than their talent. And I think they need to figure it the fuck out, personally. But Miss Deb comes in, she checks on the women and asks about a song that they put together. Miss Deb's assistant, I can never remember the assistant's name, but she's a cute girl. And she comes in and basically checks in with the women for Miss Deb and asks how it was putting the song together. So the purple team, which consisted of Dacia, Amber, and Audrey, they were like, we surprisingly worked well with each other. They each wrote their own verses. They worked together on the hook, and they worked together on the melodies and harmonies, which is how it should be. I don't know. I feel like, they just worked well together, which I think Miss Deb put them together, not based on tempo. And I know James was trying to say that, but as someone who sings and grew up in vocal training, all of that, you have to be able to sing next to people with different ranges from you. Dacia, Amber, and Audrey do all have different voices. Audrey's got a higher pitched, more today voice. Amber's voice gives a little bit of Jill Scott mixed in with some rasp. And, Dacia, she give you a little bit Deborah Cox mixed in with a little bit of sprinkle of something else. Maybe Deborah Cox mixed in with Summer Walker or something. But they have different ranges, and they did well, which I was happy about because Dacia was a bully to Amber for no reason. When it comes to the green team, the experience was different. You could sense and slice the tension in every which fucking direction you could think. Kim says that she should not have had to write the lyrics for Ashley. You are a group, Kim. I understand you feeling like you have to carry people, but when you're broken up into a team, you carry your team. You carry each other. Stop crying about having to write a note because you're just showing a nasty attitude that's going to make nobody like you. Jesus, I just don't understand it. So Ashley explains to Deb's assistant, she's like, I understand what she's saying, but I create differently. She says when she writes, she will sing a melody and then put words to that melody. I personally was like, that is realistic because that is how I write. I never just come up with words. When I hear a beat, if I'm writing music, I'll sing like a melody or a harmony and then put words to it. Or if I'm doing something with my husband, who's the only person who could get me to do any type of music today, then I'll sing a harmony or give him a little idea and he'll put a word to it or he'll help. But that is common in writing. So I didn't like how Kim was trying to attack Ashley. When you're collaborating, sometimes one person does more work. Sometimes it's a 50-50, thing. Other times it's 80-20, 70-40. Like it's all types of different things. So I didn't understand why Kim was making the writing a big deal as if the cameras can't fucking see what's happening. So I was glad that Ashley called out Kim's hostility. She was like, why are you so hostile? And Ashley made the good point in front of the assistant. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. You're coming at me real aggressive, which is what Kim did to Ashley. You could feel away, but don't come at her as if she done stole your money or did something to your bank account. Like, do not do that. Kim, learn how to speak to people. You 45. You should know how to do that, big auntie. I'm just saying. So the lady moves to talk to AJ because Kim and Ashley, well, pretty much Kim's back and forth, and Kim being combative and all of that extra stuff. Kim is like, they asked AJ her opinion, and Kim has interrupted AJ and was like, and you better tell the truth too, because you was annoyed with having to write for her too. People can be annoyed without attacking people, Kim. That's the thing I don't understand. And then Kim fixed her lips to say that in front of everybody that she felt like she was put with the worst girls that there could be. Kim, be quiet because your black has cracked. You 45 looking like you're going on 70. I don't understand why you feel the need to embarrass everybody. And everybody, including Dacia's messy ass, was like, Kim was wrong. She ain't have to do them girls like that. That was wrong. That was cruel. It was unusual. It was unnecessary. I don't understand why Kim moved that way. And it's interesting because Kim and Dacia, the two who are like, I don't care about nobody's sad story. All the fuck they do is talk about theirs. The way my life was, I had to be hard. I don't have time to have emotions. When Kim do something shady, I was in the street, so it's taking a lot for me to be there. Oh, you want us to give you praise for that? You want us to give a fuck as you down everybody else's story? But when you act a fool, you want us to acknowledge yours? Go somewhere, Kim. Go back to singing doo-wop, doo-wop, pop behind Faith Evans, because I don't care to see people like you. I just don't. She's nasty. She is a hater. When you get to that age, you should have attained so much wisdom and joy in your life, and you should be so solidified in who you are that people don't bother you like that. I'm 33 and I'm getting there. Why the fuck ain't she there at 45? I don't understand it. But I love that Karma came back. She did a big old U-turn on Kim's ass, because then it is like the women learn that not only is there going to be a double elimination, but the purple and green groups will vote who they want to leave from their groups. Now, if Ashley and AJ was smart, they band together and get rid of Kim. We're sick of her. But I don't feel like Dacia, Audrey, or Amber should go home. I just don't. If I was Amber, I would vote Dacia out just for the problem she's given me. But I don't feel like anyone on the purple team deserves to go home. I think the double elimination, instead of Deb being a fucking coward, be the boss that you say you are, Deb, and fucking eliminate them. Because I would be pissed if I gave up everything to be on television, hoping that something could make my career. And somebody who is my peer on a show that I'm expected to get into it with people with to provide entertainment has to decide my fate versus the professional executive of music who is supposed to be deciding my fate. It's an insult. It's an insult. WeTV needs to step in and help Deb with this show, because I don't know what she's doing, but whatever she's doing, it does not make sense. She has sent talented people home. Like me personally, Tara E may have been messy, but I would have put out Dacia and Tara E, or I would have just put out Dacia. Because there's a difference between being messy and then actually being confrontational with people and making them to feel bullied. And that is not okay to me. And that if you have the behavior of doing things that could get you canceled if you are a well-known public figure, if you're acting that way before you even somebody we can cancel, what the fuck how will you act once you've made it? So it is very irritating. It's extremely irritating what's happening with this show. And all of these women are talented, but I just felt like this show wasn't put together. AJ, we should have never seen on our TV whatsoever. We just should not have. She needs a lot of work. But I'm curious to see what happened. We're not going to see the double elimination on this part. We'll see it next week. And it looks like they may also have a finale coming soon. It feels rushed. If I'm as quiet as kept, it feels like Deb really wanted to rush the show. But that's it, you guys, for this live recap of Deb's House, the episode, season 2, episode 4, Behind the Mask. I am happy I was able to get you guys your lives on time all this week. I'm happy that James is back as well. I encourage everyone to see the links in the description of this video and every video I do. I always include links to other Black creators that have content that may interest you. I have Also Best in the link, my man. If you support me, why not support him? Subscribe to his YouTube channel. Slap something that sounds like it comes from the Bay Area. Slap something that may make you act like a ratchet hood rat. He's also got music that you can listen to in the church. I'm just saying, there's a little bit of everything. Subscribe also to Shayna_MCD. She interviews a lot of stars that play in shows such as BMF, Power, The Shy, She has a lot going on as well as recaps. And subscribe to Watch Your Mouth Reviews, who is my regular co-host. We will likely be on his channel tomorrow. Other than that, happy Saturday, and I will see you all next week. Adios.